Oh my goodness. There's all the babies in here. There's so many. Look, there's even some hidden under here. What are you doing? Hey guys, Fish from Python Spawn. So, we have our very own ASF rack. And that's gonna be fun to put together. Well, not really put it together, but set it up. Come on in. All right, so a little bit of a, I always say this, but it is a different video. So recently I got a new rack, as you can see. And if you pay attention, which I'm sure you guys do, they're the same rack as these, except minor differences. The bin is lower as opposed to high, taller. And if you take a look in here, these are 1/4 inch chicken wire as opposed to the 1/2 inch chicken wire back there. So, big problem I've had recently. The little ASF babies have been getting out of there. So I've been finding them in every trap in here, all of the have-a-heart traps, little tiny traps that humanely save them. And I'm like, you know what? Had enough of this. What I could have done was put 1/4 inch chicken wire on that one so they couldn't get out. But instead, an opportunity arose, and Sal from Gomez Pythons offered me this one. So of course, I'm like, of course I want it. So now I can actually grow my ASF or do 3 ASF, 3 mice. Yeah, mice. Racks. So that actually might help me. I might actually do 2 different ones. So ASF on top, mice on the bottom. We'll see. I don't know how the mice breed with in the same room as rats, so we'll see. I'll give it a try. I'll do 1 first and do like a 2.6 or something in here, because they're actually pretty big for these small little rodents. They're pretty big bins. I just sanitized all of this. Probably need to do it again, but it's good enough for the situation. I'd sanitized several times, actually, twice inside the house. And I think it's time that we switch them over. I'm sick of having little escapees. So we're gonna have a lot of fast forwarding parts in this because it's gonna be really boring, me putting bedding in, things like that. But that's pretty much what we're gonna do. We're going to set up the new ASF rack and do a couple of things that I personally like to do in my racks. So if you guys like what I do, just ask me, send me a message, and I'll show you what I did, or I'm pretty much gonna show you now. But if you have any questions, just let me know. So the first thing we do, obviously, I'm only gonna do the top 2, because I only have 2 colonies right now. So I'm gonna get my bedding. Oh, sorry. I knocked the camera out. So a lot of people like to put pine pellets on the bottom. I will probably try that because I used to do it for my rats. It just became too expensive. But I hate to say too expensive, but it was just another thing to get when I cleaned them out often enough to where I didn't really need them. And they were gonna smell anyway. So ASFs, I get why you would want to do that, especially if they're inside of the house. You don't want the smell to come through. Even though it takes a long time for them to smell, from what I hear, I still don't want the possibility of it. Let me just do the second one real quick. So not only does this help my rodents not escaping, it helps with the escaping problem, it also helps the ASFs as well, because now, even though they could do it here, it was a problem for a while that the animals could not reach the top where the food was. So now, instead of them trying to struggle to, I mean, you see how big these are. I mean, you can see their colony in there. Come here, baby. they're pretty small rodents. That's an adult. And for them to reach the food on the top here, it takes a little bit of strength, you know, it takes a lot out of them to get there. So being able to easily just stand up, grab the food, it's just a lot easier for them. Same thing with the water. You want them to have an easier time doing this. Another great thing I like about this rack is I no longer have to take out any of the nozzles. So when you take this out, there's a notch here that lowers, and you can just take the bin right out. Instead of these, I have to actually disconnect all of the water nozzles on these so that I can take this out, because it stops at the water nozzle. So I am happy about that too, so that you never have to disturb the water. So I already filled the water dispenser, and we'll get on to why I haven't connected it yet. But before we do that, I want to just set this up. So what I do for ASFs is a little bit different than what I do for rats. So this is the doggy bag dog food. I usually do not use this. I usually use rat food, rodent food, but my local feed store ran out again. So I got this at Tractor Supply. I know a couple of people that use them. I'll have to pick that up later. I know a couple of people that use this food. I'll pick that up later too. And they do pretty well. The protein is high enough. It's actually a really cool kibble. Pretty cool kibble. It's dog food. It doesn't smell like dog food though. It actually smells more like rodent food. It doesn't have an overpowering smell of dog food. It's actually kind of weird. I'm terrible at this. Trying not to put this hose. This is more line for the water, but we'll get into that later, why I have it out. Wow, I am dropping a lot. Dropping a lot of food right now. All right, so that should be sufficient for a while. Okay, there we go. Another thing I like to do for these guys is put treats. I like to put treats in them because some of the hoppers that just don't have the sense yet to go to the top to eat, they like to munch on things inside. So I actually got this little trick from Biggie's Balls and Gomez Pythons. So for some of the the younger ones, I'll put food in the back there, just a little bit of food, not much, just so that the youngsters can eat. But what I actually do as well, I'm gonna do this for now, but what I do as well is I don't even put the regular food for the tiny ones. I actually put rabbit food. It's kind of a treat for them. And then another thing I do is dog treats. So I like to give them a lot of protein-based dog treats. I'll also give them some vegetables from time to time. Pretty much whatever I have available, extra, and they love it. And it gives them a different balance of proteins and food. So pretty much the last thing I'm gonna do, you see this little thing right here? This is a filter. Now I used to have them on all of my racks, but it's a lot easier. It's a lot harder for me to get it fixed. So it'll stop eventually because of the filter is actually doing its job. It's working, but it actually prevents me from rinsing properly, and the flow of the water is different as well. So this is why this is here. I'm actually going to take out that filter and replace it with just a longer line, so that it's just a constant flow. And as long as you keep the water in here clean and you drain the water from the whole system, because there's a little nozzle down here that you can drain the whole system. So it'll open up and you can drain all the water down so that you can get all the dirty water out and the clean water stays in. So that's personally what I like to do. A lot of people like these little filters. I'm not knocking anybody that does. I used to use them, but it causes more harm than good for me personally. Now that's still dripping, so that's a problem. The things we have to do. 1 second. Okay, so that'll fix the problem for the time being until I get another one. I just have to fix the seal, and I just haven't done it. So yeah, I'll get that fixed, or I'll get a new bin, but I really don't need to. I just need to I need to fix the leak itself, but that'll work for the time being. I'm going away, so I don't have time to do that. So, it'll be fine, it won't leak, it'll be fine, because you don't want that to leak, because if it leaks, then everybody in here is gonna drown, but it won't. This one was up there, and then I ordered another one and didn't think to order more than one, but all right, the last thing I really have to do, so I'm gonna have, hopefully this colony is gonna grow, and I'll have more. So I have 2 colonies right now. So the first one we're gonna put in there, I guess can be these. 1, 2, pregnant one, 3, 4, boy, 2 boys, girl, pregnant girl, babies, girl, and another pregnant girl. All right, and then we just have the babies. Come here, little popcorns. I love these things. They're so cute. I love this age. I love this age. They're like little popcorns. There you go. There you go. You see these creatures actually get a bad rep, but they don't even try to leave. This is every time that I'm cleaning out their enclosure. They just don't go anywhere. See, now, what I don't realize, what I don't know is if I should start separating these weans, which I think I might. Maybe not today. But these have a lot of babies. Wow, a lot more babies than I thought. All right, and then this is the size that you would usually move them out. These are these are weaned. So I'll move them out when I get back. Doot, doot. Doot, doot. Because they can fully eat on their own. They don't need any help. They're not drinking off of mom anymore. And they can no longer get out. Hey, I missed one. Come here, little one. And that's that. That's the first colony. So the best part about this, does this fit? Aw, they can't have their little house anymore. Oh, wait. We might be able to. You might be able to make it fit. Here, have your little house. They can still have their house. All right. So this colony is done. We're gonna close that up. And now they can no longer get out. Awesome. And now we'll go over to the second colony. And that's actually the smaller colony, believe it or not. This is the smaller colony, and they have way more babies. Oh, don't bite. There we go. 1, 2. Ooh, they're very pregnant. You're very pregnant. Oh my goodness, look at how pregnant she is. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many was in the last one? And look at all these babies. Oh my goodness. There's all the babies in here. There's so many. Look, there's even some hidden under here. What are you doing? Okay, so let's get these little hoppers out first. I guess I should separate them, shouldn't I? I guess I will. Oh, don't go anywhere. Come here. This is why they're able to leave. Get your little butt in there. And all the babies. Come on. It'll get caught. I'm not worried about it. It'll get caught in the trap. I mean, yeah, would be. All right. This colony is all set up. Good to go. You know what? I think I am going to do a third one. I am going to just separate them. So we'll do that real quick. Okay, that took a while. Now I'm sweating. So, the reason I decided last minute that I wanted to separate the weans is because this is the only time that you can do it, really. Once they're established in their colony, they will kill each other. So at this age, they're not likely to kill each other. So I just brought the two together, and they should get along fine. And believe me, they'll have a lot more company there in a couple of weeks. There'll be a lot more, and that's it. So this is pretty much how I set up a new rack, especially with the ASFs. I know it's a little bit more different. A little bit different. Sorry, a little bit more different is not a phrase. A little bit different. So the last thing I have to do, just gotta make sure that the water is working, which it does. And that's it. And I'll do that with all of them. But for the sake of making this video a little bit shorter, that's it. And then hopefully soon I'll be able to either add more colonies or add rats on mice on the bottom. So there you go. There's my new ASF rack. Okay guys, there it is. I know this is a kind of a strange and longer video for no apparent reason. It's just me a lot of working. I guess it wouldn't be a lot of work. I don't know. It depends on how Vinny edits this. It could be longer, it could be shorter. Don't know. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, let me know. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment below, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you guys next week.